Jim, I've heard you say, I'm not a Christian because it works for me. I'm a Christian because it's true. Jim, as we look at our own culture, what insights can we gain from Paul's interaction with philosophers on Mars Hill in Acts chapter 17?
Paul really surprises you in some sense when you get to Acts 17. We know he's a smart guy. But boy, did you realize how well read he was in terms of the culture in which he lived? So it's not just that he's a smart guy and knows the Jewish scriptures and can go into the synagogue every Saturday and can argue from the scriptures that Jesus is the Christ. That's all good, well and good. But he's also not so subtracted from the culture that he's not able to make the case from his environment. And he can draw on points of reference, right? He can say, it's kind of like us saying, well, gosh, I just watched Inception last week, and in that movie, there's a certain metaphor that you kind of see you're close. You got this idea about the supernatural, you got this idea about how the mind works, and I want to talk to you about what the Christian worldview says about that concept. That's kind of what he's doing in Athens, right? He's, I know your stuff as well as you do, and I can communicate and using your language and the cultural icons that you possess. Well, we have to also not be so subtracted from the culture. But here's the other thing. It's not as though most of us as Christians are so subtracted from the culture that we can't communicate. No, actually, we're entrenched in the culture, and we're watching all those movies. Here's what we're not doing. We're not thinking critically about how those concepts ought to be filtered through our Christian worldview. So I don't think it's a matter of something to encourage people to go out and see all these movies. They're already doing that. The question is, are we filtering this through our Christian worldview so we have a conversation with those people who accept those concepts blindly?